Hey guys, it's Micah from Sapulpa Times, and I am sitting here with one of the best special guests we've ever had on the show. This is Miss Oklahoma, and even
Hello.
better, she is Sapulpa native, Jaselyn Rossman. Welcome to the Time Loop
Oh,
here.
thank
Thrilled to
you.
have you. You look
Thank
great.
you.
You got the crown, you got the sash,
Yes.
and I was asking you earlier if you're sick of it yet, and you're like, "No, it's brand new. What are you talking about?"
Yes. Yes. We'll never be sick of it.
So this is pretty exciting.
Yes, it's extremely exciting. And I just got crowned, what, like 3 days ago, and it still is settling in and doesn't feel real, but here I am.
Yeah, here you are. So born and raised in Sapulpa.
Yes, I graduated
And
from Sapulpa
very
High
thrilled about
School.
that. Yeah. And I've actually we've been covering you since you were a ping, and you
Mhm.
guys were winning all the state titles and the national championships
Yes.
and everything. So, and I believe you used some of that dance in your achievement of this crown.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. There's a talent portion when competing for Miss Oklahoma, and I did a solo and dance.
Yeah. I think we got some photos of that that we'll put up
Yeah.
when we show the videos. So, very cool, very
Yes.
awesome. I'm glad you were able to do that. I
Thank you.
was surprised to read, though, that you had, I guess, never even considered pageanting before
Yeah.
you entered your first one. And I think the story that I read, which I think was Tulsa World, they said that it was Patty Parrish that convinced you to kind of do that.
Yes, yes, Patty Parrish, and that's the studio I went to. And she's so funny. She came to Miss Oklahoma this past weekend and told my mom, "I take all credit for this." She's a little jokester. She's like, I'm the reason she started doing it," and she really is, and she's really shaped my life. And I wouldn't be Miss Oklahoma if she hadn't encouraged me to try something new.
Yeah. So what was it that pushed you to go ahead and give it a shot?
Oh, it was my senior year of high school, and like I said, Miss Patty and a couple moms at my studio had told me about it, said, they think I would do well at it. And my mom, we finally sat down and she's like, just try it. Scholarship money. You don't have to like it. You don't have to do it again, but you can get some scholarship money. That's what's one of the amazing things about the Miss America opportunity is the scholarship money that comes with it. And I have over $20,000 now. I have way more than that. I have like 50,000. So
Yeah.
it's been really special, but so I entered in my own local and just tried it, and I never thought I would do another one again. But I won that local,
Hmm.
and I really give that winning just because I went in there so authentically myself, and I think the judges saw that and fell in love with it. But I never thought I'd do another one. And afterwards, I had people coming up to me saying, "You get to go to state and you get to do another one." And I was like, "I have to do another one?" And I was like, okay, this is gonna be a long year. I was like, oh no. But I ended up going to Miss Oklahoma's Outstanding Teen, not prepared, not really wanting to be there, and I happened to fall in love with it, with the growth, with the sisterhood, the girls, and how special it really was. And I got to see other girls' hard work pay off,
Yeah.
and it was just amazing to see how much people pour into it and make a true impact in people's lives. And I knew after watching Miss Oklahoma in person, that was the first year I watched it in person, that I wanted to be Miss Oklahoma someday.
Really? So you did get inspired for it
Yeah.
by the end of it there.
Yes, I did. I fell in love with it and I said, I'm coming back. I
Okay.
want to be Miss Oklahoma.
Well, and now you're going to go compete for the big one.
Miss America.
Yeah.
Yes.
We were talking about that. That's going to be, but for now, you're just going to be doing a lot of traveling, appearing at
Yes.
events, and doing interviews just like this one. In fact, we're not even the first thing she's done today. She's already been to two, three other places, I think, right?
Yes. Yep. This is my last interview for today, but I was on News on 6 this morning and I have a couple other ones planned this week. So that's the fun part of it, getting to meet people and be on TV.
Yeah.
I've given the crown a couple of times.
Okay.
Miss Crossroads Outstanding Teen, I crowned someone.
Miss Outstanding. Yeah.
That one, Miss
Yeah.
Crossroads Outstanding Teen. Yes, that
Yeah.
was that was the first title I had won.
Okay.
And that summer after Miss Oklahoma's teen where I didn't place, the locals all happened again and I got to crown the next girl to be Miss Crossroads Outstanding Teen.
Well, that's what I want to ask. Like, it must have been like a whole other level of appreciation, I guess, getting to actually hand the crown over to the next
Yes.
winner.
Yes, once you realize how much work goes into it and how much dedication each girl brings to the role, it's really special. And I've heard Miss Oklahoma's talk about in the past how special this job is and how it's hard.
Hmm.
And you want to make sure the next girl, takes care of it. and truly makes an impact as the next Miss Oklahoma. And especially after one's year of service, there's so much that goes into this job,
Hmm.
and I'm just getting started with it. So I can't wait to grow and really just run with this title and make a great impact. And like I said, each Miss Oklahoma, when they're giving it to the next girl, it really is just like a treasure. And it's, you hope the next girl really takes care of it, but you believe that they will, and they will, and you always be there for them. So that's another special part about it.
I love that you guys treat it with such gratitude
Hmm.
and a sense of importance,
Yes.
sacred.
Yes. Very sacred.
Okay, so kind of shed some light on what goes into for those of us who are, I'm not a pageant queen by any means. So for those of us who aren't really exposed to that very often, what happens and how do you get to the level of Miss Oklahoma?
Okay, so, I've always been told that Miss Oklahoma is like preparing for Miss Oklahoma is like a full-time job. And
Okay.
it really is. It was very hard on balancing that through college, especially senior year, but
Mhm.
it's all about balance and knowing where your priorities are. But also ensuring that you stay grounded in yourself and in the people who surround you. But so really finding that balance for preparation helped me a lot. But what kind of goes into it all is you first have a private interview with the judges, a 10-minute private interview.
Okay.
And I think the biggest thing to prepare for that is truly self-reflecting and knowing who you are and why you want to be Miss Oklahoma. And knowing just about this state. I mean, you're serving Oklahoma, so it's so important that you know the ins and outs and why you truly want to serve this state. And then after that, we start the on-stage portion. And so on Wednesday night, I competed in onstage question, which they ask a question to each girl about their community service initiative.
Okay.
And we can maybe touch on that later. And then you have about 20 seconds to give your answer. And then the next portion I competed in was evening gown, and I wore a gold evening gown. And that was the first night of preliminary competition. And then the second night was talent, which I'm a dancer. So I had to really rehearse my dance and get strong for that and the stamina. Oh, it was rough, but we got through it. And then after that is the health and fitness portion where you just show off your fitness and your health.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Sorry, go ahead.
preparing wise, you know, like I mentioned for interview, it's all about knowing yourself. And for your community service initiative, it's all about serving what's important to you. And then for evening gown, we all practice our walks. It's great to have great posture and just that you walk natural and you're comfortable in your evening gown dress. And they always say it's not about the dress, it's about you and how you present yourself. So that's really important. And then talent, like I said, just try doing it every single day and dancing and stretching and getting stronger. And then fitness is just working out and staying fit and your personal fit, not what your idea of fit is, but your personal fit and health.
So about the talent portion, not you specifically, but you're having to, I think, watch all the other competitors, right?
Yes.
The talents and stuff. Did you see anything that was amazing,
Oh my
memorable?
goodness. I'm gonna tell you, Oklahoma has some of the greatest talent in the nation, and it was so amazing to witness. We have some amazing singers, some amazing tap dancers, just dancers in general. And then there's also some other portions where girls will play the piano or her story where they get to speak about what's passionate to them. And it's truly like America's Got Talent, Oklahoma's Got Talent. And it was amazing and inspiring to watch, especially a lot of the singers were just so beautiful.
Really?
Hmm.
Okay, so you brought this up a second ago. I'll go ahead and bring it up again. The community service.
Yeah.
What did you say during that question and
Yeah.
part?
So, first of all, my community service initiative is called More Than Able, Redefining What is Possible. And it's all about advocating for workforce inclusion and empowering those with intellectual and developmental disabilities in the workforce, especially after graduation, and trying to navigate life and figure out what to do and where they can be found and used in the workforce. So, that's kind of the gist of my CSI. But I'm trying to think back to my question. A lot of times on onstage question, it's a whirlwind and you're just there to answer. But I think they asked me something about how to make employers more aware,
Mhm.
or what can we say to employers to get them to hire people with
That's
disabilities?
a good question. Yeah.
Yes. And I answered with, first of all, it's about awareness. And I'm partnered with the Bridges organization, which is in Jinx. And I had to ask them, like, what can I do? And the biggest thing they said was just to make people more aware
Okay.
of that there is a definitive gap between opportunity and employment. And it's all about finding those opportunities for people specifically with disabilities that often get overlooked for jobs. I also mentioned to employers that there are tax incentives that they can look at when they hire someone with a disability. However, I truly don't believe that that should be the only reason someone is hiring someone with a disability, that it's about creating a more inclusive workforce and a more diverse workforce, which can help in so many ways. And I'd love to tell a story about my friend Stephen Maxwell. He has been working since he was 18 years old and he's in his 50s now. And he told me he's only missed 2 days of work. And I just think that shows how reliable he is, and how much of an impact he makes in every organization and company that he's worked for. And that's just a story I like to tell to employers to
That's a
encourage them.
great community service to
Yes.
be a part of.
Thank
Seriously, yeah,
you.
great thing.
Thank you.
It's unfortunately you don't hear it very often, so that's
Yeah,
great.
exactly.
A lot of
Well,
folks go for the same ones.
and what I really focused me in on that, because I had a little different one last year. It
Okay.
was more broad. It was similar. It was about empowerment, especially people with disabilities, but I wanted to create something more specific, a more specific change. And as someone who just graduated and I'm going to the workforce, I was thinking how hard it is sometimes to find a job. And I can't imagine how hard it is for people who get overlooked and get seen for their disability before their ability.
Right.
So I just really wanted to find that focus in that.
And so your goal is to help these people be seen more for their ability before you
Yes,
see their disability. I love
yes.
that.
And
That's a
that
great way to
we
put
are more alike than different. And that goes for everyone. We all have our own strengths and weaknesses.
it. Love it.
Hmm.
Okay. Thanks for sharing that. That
You're
was
welcome.
great.
Thank you for asking.
So you mentioned when you did your first contest, you said something specific here. I want to just see if you can elaborate on it or help define it. You said, I went into that first competition just wanting to be my authentic self.
Yeah.
So what did the authentic Jaselyn Rossman look like?
Well, I'll tell you this, which this is a good nod to Sapulpa. One of the judges asked me, I think it was, if you could take me anywhere for a day, where would you take me in Oklahoma? And this is my first onstage question ever. I just wanted to get off the stage. And I was like, where would I? Like movie theaters? No, like I don't know. So I said, you know what? I take you to my house and we'll have a great time. It's in Sapulpa and it will be fun. We'll hang out and have a good time because when you're with me, it's always going to be fun.
Yeah.
So that was just a silly answer, but I ended up winning it. So that's just a little bit of my authentic self.
Yeah. That worked out well for
It
you.
did work
And
out well.
I appreciate you helping to boost Sapulpa in there too.
Yeah.
So being from Sapulpa and what, you've been around long enough, you've seen a lot of the changes and stuff that have come over the last few
Mhm.
years. The new high school and which you're
Yeah.
probably upset you're not going to get to be a
I'm
part
a
of.
little jealous. Yeah, right now the construction I'm not too jealous of, but I've been in there a couple of times. I've gotten to go into some classes, but yeah, I'm jealous of the outcome. So
Yeah, me too. I get it.
yeah.
But so many changes and
Yeah.
stuff. What do you think as far as like Sapulpa's future? And I don't know, will we see you back in Sapulpa? Are you going to
Oh,
stick around?
yes. Well, I'm living in Sapulpa right now, and I love this town. I really love what they've done downtown. It's so great, especially with it being the 150th celebration of Route 66. I think it's
Yeah,
so special that we are really elevating our town and making it just look and seem like an awesome place to visit because it is. And I'm really excited for Christmas because the Christmas shoot will be back
coming
this
back.
year.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to that. And one of my dreams is to ride in that parade as Miss Oklahoma. I've done it before, but I want to do that also.
Yeah, I mean, we will make sure that happens, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Yes.
That's
It's like a
great.
Hallmark movie, so you have to come to Sapulpa, especially during Christmas time.
Okay, thank you for that. We
Yeah,
appreciate that very much.
which I'm
That's
sure all the
Oklahoma
Sapulpans
herself.
know.
That's
Yeah, come
that,
on.
that's well, this is awesome. Anything else you want to share with the folks who are watching about what's coming up or anything like that to help you out with Miss Oklahoma?
Yeah, so I won Miss Oklahoma, which means I get to go to Miss America, like we said earlier, and that's in 2 quick months. month. So I'm just excited. I get to represent Oklahoma, but I also get to represent my hometown of Sapulpa and
Yeah.
how much it's shaped me. And can't remember if I touched on this earlier, but I'm just so grateful for all the people that have mentored me that come from this town. And I can't even describe how many texts I've gotten from teachers, coaches. My first and second grade teacher came to Miss Oklahoma, and I just think that just shows how special this place is and the people in my life that have come from Spalpa are. And I'm just so thankful. So as I get prepared for Miss America, I'm just thinking about all the people I want to make proud, and I just can't wait.
Well, I know there's a lot of us here who are already very proud of you,
Thank you.
regardless of how far you take it, and I'm sure it's going to go far. But yeah, thanks for so much for sitting down with me.
Thank you for having
Yeah, I
me.
was very, very happy to do so.
Crimson, so it'll pass.
Yeah, it's
Go
okay.
Pokes.
We'll make an exception this
I'll
time.
make
It's
an
fine.
exception. It's fine. It's fine.
Thanks again,
Thank
Jason.
you.
Good luck at the next level of the competition. We're excited for you.
Thank you so much.